Hi, I'm Michael Kourosh and welcome to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are in Santa Barbara Design Center with Dana Newquist. Dana is a historian, philanthropist, and advocate, Alzheimer's and dementia care. Dana, welcome to Design Santa Barbara.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. I understand you were one of the first in Santa Barbara to be involved in the commercial computer business.
That's correct. About 1980, I decided to write a business plan and send it to Apple Computer, which I did. So I sent my business plan to Mark Markkula, who was CEO of Apple, who was a friend of Jobs and Wozniak. He was an MBA graduate from Harvard. I sent him my business plan, and I got a phone call. It was Mr. Markkula himself, and he said, "Mr. Newquist, I received your business plan, and I want you to know that this is the first business plan ever received by Apple Computer Inc."
Oh my goodness, seriously?
I guess most people filled out the application, sent it to Apple, and either they got authorization or they didn't. So anyway, he said, "I really like what you have in your business plan, and I'd like you to come up to Cupertino and talk to me." And of course I said, yes, I'd like that very much. I went up to Cupertino, and as I entered Cupertino, of course you've got no GPS in those days, so you've got a map, and I'm looking, and as far as I could see there was development going on. There were buildings that were just foundations. There were others with 1 story, others with 3 stories, and very few completed, but they were going up all over the place. So I sought the admin building, which I found, and I introduced myself, and the secretary said, "Oh, Mr. Markkula is waiting for you." She brought me in, and I sat down. He had this large desk, and I sat in a chair kind of like this. And we talked. He went through the business plan. Late May of '81, I got my authorization. And it was just very fortunate that there was a space open right next to Harry's Plaza Cafe. I opened Computer Plaza, which was, that's October of '81, Computer Plaza right next to Harry's. And I guess Apple was excited about this, and they supplied the Apple hot air balloon, which they brought down with a captain and all that and a crew. It was a grand opening, and we had a great time.
That's wonderful, wow. That's amazing. That's, before many of our viewers were born and they are used to computers. Hearing stories like that, that's really remarkable. I understand also you were friends with our President Ronald Reagan. So can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with the president?
Absolutely. He was a great guy, and he always made you feel like you're the most important person in the room. And I'll never forget the last meeting with him, and that was in about 96 or 97. I just said, "I'd like to salute my commander-in-chief." I had been an Army veteran, and so he said, "Of course." And we saluted. I've got a picture of it. And then he said, and then Joanne Drake, who is his chief of staff, came in and said, "The Prince of Saudi Arabia is here to see you now," or something like that. And President Reagan said, "Well, he can wait." He says, "I want to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." I said, "He's come a long way, And Joanne Drake, she was really in control of the whole situation. So anyway, she ushered me out, and that's pretty much the last time I saw him.
That's wonderful. Well, I've heard that actually from a couple of other people, that he had an aura of himself, which is very,
great man.
Wonderful, wonderful. Also, I understand his diagnosis with Alzheimer led you to your current involvement with caring for people with Alzheimer's and dementia. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I got involved, this is 95, I got involved with the Alzheimer's Association. I was mentored through the process with the Alzheimer's Association, and my first facility opened in September of 96, and that was called Alzheimer's Four Seasons.
Wow.
So from there, I had that for 5 years, but in 98, I bought the property on 321 West Mission, so it was completed and licensed in 2000, and the due diligence up front has really paid off because it's served us extremely well.
That's fascinating. Thank you. When we come back, I want to talk with Dana about important work he does preserving Santa Barbara's history. Stay tuned.